Tesla CEO Elon Musk recently said that they had dug their own grave, and I'm giving quotes to what he had said in an investment conference call on the Cybertruck. I got that news, plus I got some interesting news from GM and Ford about their electric trucks. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus, SUV Talk. Decided to put this all in one big video because there's a lot of breaking news right now. A lot of things are happening. I think you need to know what's going on electric trucks. So let's start with the news from Elon Musk. And he literally said, we dug our own grave with the Tesla Cybertruck. And so we'll discuss a little bit more about this. So this is on Motor Trend. My friend Elisa has wrote the story. And she says, after 4 years, after we saw the stainless steel glory of this Tesla Cybertruck, there's confirmed plans to start delivering a big batch of massive pickup trucks to customers on November 30th. The first batch of the massive pickup truck, I should say, because it's really a 3/4 ton truck. It's huge. But don't expect high production volume, low prices, or profits anytime soon. Tesla CEO Elon Musk told investors on the call to discuss the company's third quarter earnings. He said that he has driven the Cybertruck and it's an amazing product. It's really fast. The EVs are fast. This is really fast. But there are enormous challenges in reaching volume production with the Cybertruck and making the Cybertruck cash flow positive. It's really expensive to build. It's really hard to build. And so what he insists is that while there's 1 million people who have reserved one, those numbers don't mean Tesla will ramp things up as quickly, as the truck is difficult to make and get right. Leaked documents have detailed this summer discussing it. And so they've been able to make prototypes, which is easy. But making the production sale for customers is 10,000% harder, he insists, because the truck is so radical and special. Well, the radical and special way to say it, polite way of saying it, is all the stainless steel. You know, when the truck came out, I'd said in the video, if stainless steel was such a great idea, that all of the manufacturers would be building trucks in stainless steel. The problem you run into is the panels are hard to fit. The gaps are enormous. It's the metal doesn't bend. It's really difficult to work with. And so, and that's something we all knew, but apparently he wasn't aware of that at that time. And so it says, best product ever, so different, tech heavy, hard to manufacture, and making money on top of it, even though the final pricing has not been announced. Remember, they announced a $40,000 price point. Then they backed off from that. And he says it seems elusive at this point to make money on it. It's insanely difficult to make it a price people can afford. Musk said a challenge made worse by higher interest rates and further pushing up vehicle pricing. So it was supposed to be $40,000. It's not happening. Economics of scale will not bring the price down for a while. The CEO still thinks Tesla will eventually build 250,000 Cybertrucks a year, but said it won't reach production rate until sometime in 2025 at the earliest. We've heard these promises before. I'm not putting a whole lot of weight on those promises. He thinks at that point it could generate cash flow for the company. Even so, it's a timeline Musk called his best guess. Roughly 2 years ago, he said volume production will start in 2024. In the meantime, work on prototypes continues to be costly with the costs climbing. It says, I want to temper expectations of Cybertruck while making the absurd claim that there have not been new car brands that have been successful for 100 years apart from Tesla. That's absurd. But yeah, he wants to temper expectations of Cybertruck. And the final quote is, we dug our own grave with the Cybertruck. Musk told investors, calling it a type of special product with lots of bells and whistles that only comes along once in a while. So he's in production hell because, I mean, look at these on the trailer. I mean, those don't look great. Yeah, they need to be cleaned up, but I don't know what the way the bending of this metal, the way the gaps are, and then heaven forbid you get in an accident with this thing because it's going to hurt you a lot. And then trying to get this truck repaired is going to be even more difficult. And so there's a lot of questions in this truck. And yes, is it cool? It's an EV and it's super fast. Yes. Is it cool? It's radical. Yeah. It's nice to push the envelope in design, do something different. But there are some engineering challenges, some safety challenges that are just going to be almost impossible to get over. And because it's stainless steel, it doesn't really bend that well. And so it's going to be interesting to see how the evolution of the design changes to actually be able to build it and make it profitable. Because right now, I can't see that being a profitable vehicle, and neither can Elon. So let's talk more things. GM said it's delaying EV truck production in Michigan plant by a year. So General Motors said on Tuesday will delay production of electric pickup trucks at its plant in Michigan's Orion Township by a year, as the number one U.S. automaker grapples with flattening demand for EV vehicles. So they're moving them. The people can apply for their job. They're retooling Orion is their statement. And the quote from Reuters is saying, the move is the latest sign of electric vehicle production and demand may not be as strong as forecast. GM is set to begin production of electric Silverado and GMC Sierra in late 2024 at the suburban Detroit plant. The company said the plan is now to start in late 2025, so pushing it way back a year. GM said the change was made to better manage capital investment while aligning with evolving EV demand or lack of demand. We're seeing this time and time again at dealerships. We are seeing, and I'll get the Ford Lightning here in a minute, but we're seeing the Ford Lightning stack up in dealerships. People have bought them, have just sold them immediately, or they don't take delivery of them because we're not seeing that pie in the sky idea that an EV truck can replace a gas truck, because it's just a different product, and people are not aware of driving them differently. It's not a truck. It's a different vehicle, and you can make them work. They work in many situations, but they're not a straight gas equivalent at this point. And I'm not saying maybe in the future the solid state batteries will change, things will change, but right now they're making changes. And so they're also saying the automaker in July reiterated a previous target of building 400,000 EVs from 2022 through the first half of 2024 and projected EV revenue of $50 billion in 2025. GM said it's targeting production of a roughly 100,000 EVs in the second half of 2023. So it is really dropping its forecast for what's happening. And so Reuters reported back in July, the U.S. electric vehicle market is growing, but not quickly enough to prevent unsold EVs from stacking up at some automakers' dealerships. We've seen it with all sorts of EVs. And so then we're going to the Ford Lightning. So remember back in time, and I did my Google search here because I think it was really interesting. So back in time, Ford Lightning production. The first thing that pops up is August 1st, 2023. Ford says production capacity tripled by this fall, right? Wow, the big news. Ford restarts F-150 production. They had reduced production to make some efficiency changes in the plant, and says the demand is solid. We're going to keep building. We're going to be a lot of these because there's so much demand. And then you flash forward from August. Think about this. That's August 1st to now it is October 20th. And Ford is cutting F-150 production. Shift is emblematic of changing EV demand. The same deal. Ford has cut a shift at its F-150 Lightning plant. It's possibly seeing the demand is drying up for its highly rated EV. We are adjusting the schedule of the Rogue Electric Vehicle Center because of multiple constraints, including the supply chain and working through processing and delivering vehicles held for quality check after restarting production in August, said in a statement regarding the shift reduction. Ford said 700 jobs will be affected by the shift cut, and the jobs were impacted were not due to the ongoing UAW stand-up strikes. So UAW strikes not impacting this at all. They're just saying, look, we're adjusting the schedule because of multiple constraints, supply chain issues, which is the batteries issues, and quality checks. Despite the statement, however, there's more to the story. Obviously, there's more to the story. Wall Street Journal was first to report last Friday that Ford was considering cutting a shift at its Rogue vehicle plant with automaker Bill's Lightning, citing a memo from UAW official concerned about demand. And it says, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that our sales for Lightning have tanked, the memo reportedly also said. Yeah, it's not. If you look at the sales, it hasn't done so well. That will explain the automaker's recent decision to introduce big price cuts for the current 2023 Ford F-150 Lightning EV, with Ford offering $7,500 in incentives on Lariat and Platinum trims. Combined tax credits, it's a whopping $15,000 off sticker price, and they're still not moving. I mean, they're still sitting on dealer lots. I had a photo the other day from Grant, who's a viewer on this channel. He's up in, I think it was Calgary, and he was like, he passed by a dealership, and there's 15 Ford Lightning sitting at the Ford dealership. And so we think Ford's announcement is emblematic, I can't even say that word, of the difficulty traditional automakers have faced with ramping up EV production, but also reflects consumer demand for EVs that wasn't what once appeared to be in terms of robust reservation counts for certain models. The reservation stuff is stupid. I don't know why you would base your future plans or reservations when it's $100. And I know multiple people that have $100 reservations on multiple trucks. I do. I have one on a Chevy EV and I have one on a Ram EV. So I should be counted as two. I should be counted as one. And at this point, maybe not even one, because the pricing keeps going higher. And I'm not spending $110,000 on a Silverado RST. That's not happening. There's been growing mismatch between what automakers are trying to sell and what consumers want to buy. Yeah, been saying that. So Ford's production cut follows reports automakers recently canceled dealer stock orders for Lightning in the past month. Dealer stock orders are orders that dealers place to have inventory and stock for customers who are interested in parking off the lot, as opposed to special order. At the time, said it wasn't due to any particular issue, only had some canceled dealer stock orders not submitted for prior year. Yada yada. No customers' orders were against by Ford. So if you look at, if we go to pickuptrucktalk.com, sorry, I'm kind of, this is how I work. I can go through the words. So 2023 Q3 sales. So this is how my mind goes. So this is, I can zoom in a little bit here. I kind of zoom out a lot of times on the site just because I see big picture stuff. But so let's look at sales results. I have a sales chart right here. Okay, this is last quarter 2023 pickup sales, and I have them broken up. You can see how much the Ford F Series is selling. So let's take F Series and say 190,000 in last quarter, right? So almost 200,000 last quarter. If we scroll down to electric vehicle sales, they sold 3,503 last quarter. So 190,000 Ford F Series, which includes F150, 250, 350, 450, versus 3,500 Q3 sales. And that was down 45.8% over last quarter. Now, Ford did close their plant for 6 weeks. I'm not going to throw it out there, but still, year to date, we have 12,000 Ford Lightnings produced, and we have lots and dealer lots are packed with Ford Lightnings. So that's a drop in the bucket compared to what they need to kind of grow sales, which is again was it? I'm not saying they can get 500,000, like 573,000 Ford F Series Lightnings. I mean, comparison numbers. I'm just saying they got to do a lot better than 12,000 to keep, what's it, 2 shifts running, a plant producing vehicles. I mean, that's a lot to get up to that point. So I don't know, just a lot of, like I said, a lot of EV truck news today. I want to put together one video. It's probably like took too long, but I want to put one video because that was interesting. So, I mean, the Cybertruck looks like I don't want to call it dead on arrival, but boy, if you're going to have all these difficulties building it and you have difficulties even getting to price point customers want, and the CEO is saying that kind of says dead on arrival for me. And then you have the GM holding stuff back. You have Ford holding stuff back. I mean, as we've seen, electric trucks haven't really, haven't succeeded in finding a place in the marketplace yet. That's what I'm saying. I want to say electric trucks haven't succeeded to find a place in the marketplace as a truck demand has been. So I think they could at some point, but it's going to be up to the consumers to make a change in their lifestyles, change their transportation habits, change a lot of things to get to that point. Or we're going to have some sort of solid state battery come through and some sort of apparatus, something happen, some mind blowing investment in science or somewhere is going to blow us all out of the water and on electric vehicle production and stuff, electric vehicle batteries as far as range and how much they take to charge. But as it stands right now, times are dire for electric trucks. So let me know. Put your comments down below. What do you guys think? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people saw this coming. I kind of thought it was coming as well. But I'm just kind of shocked at all this news that happened just this week. And again, from Ford's press release, August 1st to today, and October 20th, we're talking a month and a half, 2.5 months, excuse me. Lots has changed very quickly. So I was just kind of surprised about that as well. Again, put your comments down below. Check out the website as well, pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.